Some of the content of Patriots Unfiltered may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
The world's original podcast.
Welcome to Patriots Unfiltered.
So the linebacker's the pull runner. Yeah, I wish, listen, hunt, hole shot, pull runner. Like, I don't name these things. It's just what they are. It's called the pull runner.
Pull runner. I don't think I've ever heard P-U-L-L or P-O-L-E.
Pull, like a pole.
Like a pole. Pole.
Then you basically kind of turn it into cover 3, essentially.
Great catch 22.
Instead of cover 2.
Sorry, we're doing a crossover episode for here a little bit.
You were more worried about Cincinnati than the Giants?
Significantly more. I mean, I respect Cincinnati's talent. I don't think the Giants
Yeah,
have
but none of
more.
it was on the field.
what-
A lot of emails coming in, actually, but a couple that I'll read.
Yeah, well, Fred, I pointed that out because I thought that.
No, I wouldn't do that. But see, it's a much different situation.
No, it's just
Mike-
a really
Mike's
important
trying to
point
say
I was about to
something.
make, and you just talk over me like you always do. Why don't offensive linemen wear knee braces anymore? Remember that butt pad that we used to have in the high school football
yeah,
thing?
the
And like the
coccyx.
coccyx. They don't protect their coccyx anymore. Why is that?
It's a good thing we stopped talking so you could get that out.
Dan Orlovsky and I have a complicated relationship. His comments in the past about Drake May, really
You just
stick
can't
with me.
overlook him, Fred.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
All right, welcome to Patriots Unfiltered. It is Wednesday here at Gillette Stadium, the day before Thanksgiving. So I want to start right off by wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And one thing that I know that I'm thankful for is every one of our listeners
Heck
and
yeah.
viewers.
So nice.
This is why we do it. So we want to thank you right off the bat for being a listener to the show.
For
So
sure.
happy
Agreed.
Thanksgiving to all our U.S. listeners.
Yeah.
For those internationally, we're still thankful for you. Even Christian in L.A. We're thankful for Christian in L.A.
Definitely.
Even him.
Happy Turkey Day, you bitch.
There you go. That's Hardy.
Hardy.
Wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving. All right. So it's Deuce, it's Evan, it's Alex, it's me, Alex and Matt in the booth. But, of course, Paul is not here. He's competing directly with us.
I know.
I know.
He's on our television.
Yeah.
On our television.
I don't
So
like
he's
it.
actually, competing with us as we speak.
Right.
Not that there's any competition, but,
No.
At least
Well,
it's-
ours goes.
Still.
You gave
This is
him
with the
permission to do
flagship.
this?
What?
He's
You gave him
double dipping.
permission to do
Double
this?
dipping.
I actually did. I don't want to take money out of his pocket,
Fair.
So
The holidays. Times
So
are
we'll
tough.
let it go. I know he's going to listen back to the episode and try to find.
I think you need to move
What we
over a
said.
little bit.
I don't know. I can't move in.
Oh,
Oh,
just
no.
the mic?
Yeah, you got
Oh.
to talk into it so they hear your
Okay.
voice.
Talking
All
to the
right.
mic.
Okay.
You're talking to this thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. So, what do we got?
Jackson Dart, maybe?
The
Jackson Dart might be the
G-Man.
quarterback
Is
for
that
the
what we're thinking?
the Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly trending in that direction.
Yeah.
Because I guess he practiced limitedly last week in a red jersey, which is usually like the first step out of the protocol. And then they held him back. And then so this week once you're at that point, usually you clear, the following week. So we'll see. We'll see when they're out there. The Giants are out there on Wednesday today at practice. But
He was out at the Patriots, too. I'm interested to see.
yeah,
Spent so much time talking about Campbell and Wilson. What about Brendan Schooler and Tonga? Two other
Truck.
kids.
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And
And
so it'll
some
be
moves yesterday too. Thayer Munford Jr. back signed. So I had to look at it. So I'm like, he was here before, right? And then I realized they signed him to the practice squad. Cleveland signed him off the Patriots practice squad to their active roster. Then Cleveland put him back to the practice squad. Now the Patriots have signed Thayer Munford Jr. off of their practice
turnabout
squad
is fair play.
back to our active roster. So another tackle in the mix. Was here a little bit already. Shoot, I didn't look if he was there last year because I was thinking maybe Vrabel. Maybe
In
crossed paths with
Cleveland?
him.
Oh, he was in
But he
Vegas.
crossed Vegas with Josh.
He was in
Right,
Vegas with
right.
McDaniels and played a little bit of tackle eligible, a little bit of jumbo tight end for Vegas as well. So if the Patriots want to still have that in their bag, Ben Brown and Vidarian Lowe were the guys that were doing that, and now they're playing. So if they want to have that element available, which I think they probably will, with backups on the left side, that Munford I think has a good chance of winning that role, and maybe Marcus Bryant too. But it seems like Munford's got experience with it.
And the Cinderella boy's back. Bill Murray, who's here.
So he used to be here, right?
He's been here.
Many times.
8 times.
Yeah.
8 times.
They've had.
What's the record?
I don't know. That might
They've
be
had,
it.
I think it's something like 17 different transactions involving Bill Murray, both on and off. Release.
Talk about
sign,
Groundhog
release,
Day.
sign.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Good, Fred.
Oh,
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a doozy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So a little more depth, but I mean that's probably corresponds to Jared Wilson being injured, being out a little bit, and Alex Austin went to IR. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so corner now all of a sudden is on the radar. But guard depth, Caden Wallace, I think, has been inactive for every single game this year. So, they're going to need another body active on game day as the backup, on the inside now. So luckily Ben Brown can play center and guard, so he can kind of swing back and forth if he had to. But now all of a sudden, if you have another injury, like now we're talking about a lot of musical chairs on the offensive line. So
get
it
an idea today of all this.
Can't say that the Patriots have been relatively healthy so far this season.
not anymore.
That's done. And
can't-
you know what? It was coming. It was coming. And as Vrabel said, injuries are 100% in this league.
Wouldn't you guys rather have them at the beginning of the season though, and it's just like,
Sure.
all right, this is how it goes,
Yeah.
instead of like this is your team, and then
Timing
5
is
games to
timing is
go.
everything, and especially when they hit one unit
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
did on the left side of the line. Then it's particularly difficult. I remember during Brady, there was one season where literally he was on his 5th center.
I remember that year.
It was I think James Ferentz played a game, Teddy Karras played
Yeah.
the game, Andrews I remember that too. But they I think the big thing with their offensive line that we were talking about a little bit on Catch 22, like I don't feel like there's going to be a significant drop off from Wilson to Ben Brown. Like I think Ben Brown's a serviceable player.
At this point in Wilson's career, I would agree with that.
No, I think there are concerns about left tackle, obviously, but at least you have a guy like Ben Brown who's solid.
And as Paul talked about yesterday, and I agree, I think we all agreed, is the difference between the last few years with this offensive line is coaching too.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the thing. People forget, like, Doug
Yeah.
Marrone
Yeah.
is our offensive line coach.
I'm not saying like he's Dante Scarnecchia, but
he was a head coach in this league.
good
You know,
offensive
like,
line coaches make it work. They get guys ready. They've been ready. They're ready to step in. The communication's there. So it's not as huge a drop off as, like the last few years, it was just a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like so Diana Rossini had some reporting on Campbell and Wilson. Sounds like she thinks Campbell, based off her reporting, is going to be out for at least 4 weeks, and is kind of projecting him to IR. And then Wilson, it sounds like they got a little bit better news, and that might not be as long, but you have the bye week in there, and you kind of just hope that if it is Vidarian Low down the stretch here, then it's only for 4 games, right? And it's not 14 games of Vidarian Low like
so what
last
you
year.
said, Rossini said at least 4 weeks and projecting him to IR? What,
Like say, well, if it's going to be 4 weeks, then you'd probably move him to IR. Yeah.
so when do you know that?
They could do it at any time.
Yeah. I mean, I would have thought yesterday. I mean, I was kind of surprised
Yeah.
it was Alex Austin that went to IR.
Well, I'm a little
maybe not.
confused.
Yeah.
He's going to be at least 4 weeks, or what are they waiting for if it's going to be longer?
Right.
Like
I
why
mean,
can't
they-
they?
want to
well,
wait.
I don't understand why the waiting on the IR designation if that's what eventually they might do.
Well, I think that in some ways there's no rush. Like there's no like deadline to
No.
putting him on IR. So
But the sooner you do that, then the sooner you free up a roster spot.
yeah, but they don't need the roster spot until Monday night.
Okay.
So like the guy that they would probably sign to the roster spot is probably on the practice squad. So
so
like he's still gonna practice.
Another question I have at this point in the season: do you still have the designated to return
Yes,
option?
you have 8 designated to return options, and then actually I think you get a couple back in the postseason as well. Patriots are not there. Like they're gonna have Williams and Campbell, and that's gonna be it. But they have that full capability of doing that. I think the question is again, it's 4 games, not 4 weeks, so the bye week doesn't count. So if he goes on IR, it'll be the Giants, the Bills, the Ravens, and then which one's first? The Jets or the Dolphins? The Jets, at least, that he'll be out for. So then the question is like, if that's a meaningless Week 18 game, like, do you play him just to get his feet wet back in the game if he's healthy? Like,
Or give him an extra week.
right. And then if you have the number 1 seed, then you would have a bye in the playoffs. That's another week. So there's a lot of moving parts with that. But realistically, I don't think that it's very realistic for him to play against either the Bills or the Ravens, which are the 2 games that you would really want him for if he could be back for.
But you probably would like him for Miami too. I mean, I'm sorry, the Jets, to get those last 2 games. I think those last 2 games could be really important depending on how these go. So, maybe there's an element of let's not put him on IR because then he's out for that Jets game. Let's keep him on the roster. We don't need the spot just yet. I don't remember Alex Austin getting injured, so I don't know. That just
Probably
struck me as like
teams.
something happened on the side. But we'll see if they make the move. But I'm interested to see. Maybe it might be a positive sign if they don't put him to IR to think that maybe he could get back before those 4 games.
He's also an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And like playing through like partially torn MCLs is kind of what they do.
Or entirely torn
Logan
ACLs.
Mankins played a whole season on an ACL.
Yeah, like it's not like a skill player playing through an injury like that or something where like speed is your game, like this is a little bit different, but we'll see.
I think this is a great test for the coaching staff, and it's not a test that I want to see. Like I prefer to just have everybody healthy, but been so high on Mike Vrabel and the job he's done building a team this year, and just a team that feels like a family, that everybody communicates, everybody is one. But now you get to see them have to earn their reputation for developing these younger players. And I think that's what makes great coaches great. The ability to, when injuries inevitably happen, to get maybe surprising performances out of players that you didn't necessarily believe in. And, I'm here for the Vidarian Lowe redemption story. I'd love to see him come in and be solid.
He was fine in the game on Sunday.
I'm fine, and I'll take
And that's
fine.
what makes me like hopeful about the difference in coaching, because Vidarian Lowe's been here a minute, but it's like the O-line was one, just strung together. It was different every week. And 2, the coaching was significantly, I don't want to say worse, but it wasn't
worse.
right
You can
now.
say it.
And it goes
That'd
from
be nice.
right, and it goes from not just coaching the players in practice about technique and how to do it, but also to Josh McDaniels, putting them in good position to succeed and giving them help when they need to, and not
Paying attention to them.
3rd and 15, let's put him on an island with Brian Burns. Like that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I find this an interesting challenge. I'd prefer not to see it. I don't want this to happen, but when these kind of things happen, I think it tells you a lot about the coaching staff and how they're preparing these younger guys. And every coach tells their team, everybody's got to be ready. Everybody's got to be ready. But now is when you see that is true. And now you're going to need these guys that, nobody's talked about Vidarian Lowe at all this year. And now here he is. And who knows? Maybe it could be Marcus Bryant too. Like, I don't want to say, it's definitely Vrabel seemed to be a little bit on the fence, or at least wanted some conversations before committing to that.
You didn't rule it out.
So we'll see. But
the Josh element of it is the biggest thing. Like he's going to start every single play with, how are we protecting this play? And can we protect this play with the group that we have right now? And if we can't, then we're junking it. Like, we're not going to call this play and put Vidarian Lowe and Ben Brown in these situations that they can't handle. And I think that's a big difference between a great offensive coordinator and someone that's a little bit more inexperienced.
Wouldn't you love to be a fly on the wall in the offensive meetings this
always.
week?
Well, I mean, every week.
when wouldn't
It's
you?
not
I
just
know
this
every week, but I think
another-
this week, like how are they approaching this? What's the conversation like?
Yeah.
I mean, you have so many tricks. Like, obviously we've seen them do it now. Like, I think they don't really leave their tackles on islands a ton, even the healthy ones, like even the starters. And whether they're chipping, whether they're moving the pocket on bootlegs and things like that, whether they're going max protection and kind of load up on play action and things of that nature. Like, there's so many different ways to get away from Brian Burns' one-on-one against Vidarian Lowe on 3rd down. And Josh McDaniels is known for being one of the best in the league at kind of helping, areas of weakness in that respect.
There's another element too, in that they fired their defensive coordinator. So you have their outside linebackers coach is now going to be their defensive play caller probably. So does he know how to counter what Josh is going to try to do? Does he have the knowledge to put the Patriots in a pickle with their protection calls? A little bit like we saw last week with Cincinnati. I think that's something that we haven't really discussed yet, is that you have a new guy who's going to be, and I'm sure as an outside linebacker coach with that room, that he's probably like, I just want to unleash my dogs, right? Like, I don't know how creative he's going to get other than trying to find favorable matchups for his outside linebackers.
Yeah, it's be interesting, like league-wide, to poll coaches and ask, do you coach differently within the game when you don't have anything to play for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Giants are out of it. They've been eliminated, literally.
Yeah.
They were eliminated this week, last Sunday.
Yeah.
So, like, when you don't have playoff aspirations, do you, like, play a little bit more recklessly,
Oh,
but
they definitely
let it
did
rip.
last week
Let it
against the
rip.
Lions. They
Yeah.
ran 2 trick plays.
Yeah.
right.
You know, now defensively they kind of backed off against the Lions, but offensively, I mean, they ran 2 double passes. You know, one where Jameis Winston caught a touchdown. So like
the quarterback.
I don't know if they're gonna do that if Jackson Dart is playing quarterback. He's already been hurt a couple times.
Concussed again.
But if it's Jameis, like they played offensively like they have nothing to lose.
Yeah, and like defensively, when your team doesn't have anything to play for, do you go to your defensive coordinator and say, hey, set me up a little bit more, try me doing this. I know that I haven't done it a lot this year, but let me try this stunt, or let me try this game with this player that we haven't done. You know, is it more like I'm setting individuals up for success here rather than team goal? I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
I think the one thing you look at mostly when they switch, like they usually get really aggressive.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to make stuff happen. Like,
Right.
You fired the former DC. You appointed me. This is his first time. Charlie Bolin's his first time ever calling plays or being in this position. So he wants to make a name for himself and, put himself on the map. So most of the time what you see with that is like they're going to come out on Monday night and blitz the crap out of Drake May.
Right. It's a primetime game. So if I'm Josh McDaniels, that's what I expect. I expected them to come like they're fired out of a cannon and maybe try to use their aggressiveness against them initially anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I found myself wondering between the line between, it's not our year, but we're just going to let it rip and let's pack it up and go home. I mean, we've seen teams that have
that's
a
what
couple
happens
wins
if you
down
get the
the
lead. Then they start warming up the buses.
There you go. Maybe
But
that's the key.
While it's still a game, I expect them, like Evan said, to be
fast and
overly
loose.
aggressive. What the hell? Prime time. It's all about me. Let's go.
And that kind of, I mean, it might not be Jameis, but that feels like Jameis' style too, where it's like,
well, he's
gonna chuck
always
it down
like
the
that.
field. Somebody's
I don't
catching
think it matters for him. Like if it's September or December or high school or pros, he plays the same way.
No, he's a gift. He won't play, but I always just enjoy his post game, all that talking about. My favorite one is like, I pray to God that I can stop throwing pick sixes.
Spoiler
So does your
alert,
team.
he hasn't stopped throwing pick sixes.
I know.
It's crazy to me like that he's like a veteran quarterback and the amount of times that he puts the ball in danger as like a guy that's supposed to know how to read coverages and do that sort of thing 10 years now into the league. And every week he throws like 3 passes into a team meeting. Like every week. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Gotta get some turnovers, if it's him. But even if it's Dart,
So the good news with the Patriots is even though they've had the injuries to the line and obviously Milton Williams and some of the other players, as far as the weapons go, they're healthier now.
Yeah.
So everybody's back now.
Yeah.
In terms of the weapons. So that's the good news for Drake May.
Yeah. Booty.
Yeah.
There's a lot on those guys, I think. There's a lot on Drake, as there's every week. But, I thought the Bengals for the first time kind of got him a few times with the cat and mouse game pre-snap with the blitzes and things like that. And now with a banged up offensive line, like there's going to be a lot on him to move around the pocket, protect himself, pre-snap things, communication. So, this definitely heightens up his sort of plate as well because of some of the things that they're going to have differently now that they have backups there.
Yeah, little home cooking. It'll be quieter when he's under center this week.
I spent some time yesterday reflecting upon my reaction to last week's game, and I feel like I've evolved a little bit on it.
Do tell.
Deuce was in a dark place on Monday.
Those are
Same.
separate things.
That's
No,
true.
but partially.
yeah.
And I mean, I think the injuries colored a lot of the reaction. And as much as it was a win, and I don't know if I really truly believe that they were, a tired team that seems like they need the bye. I do think that the out of routine and the long weekend and, having to travel against the Bengals team and play Joe Flacco and, some of those things just to me feel like modern teams, it's hard to bring it every single week. And when you break that routine that they've had of a string of 1 p.m. games and, mostly games against not necessarily great competition, but still enough to get up and continue to prove yourself. And you're in the routine of it all. And they got out of it last week, and then they had to travel and the Burrow thing, and maybe you get up to play Burrow and then you don't, and then Chase isn't playing, and just all of that. I'm not really looking at this game as, an indication of where this team's really at, or they're
You're not
running out
looking
of
at the
steam.
Bengals game.
This Bengals game,
Right.
as they ran out of steam or anything like that. I just think it was a team that maybe got out of their rhythm a little bit, and they need to get back into it and reestablish it. And that might be hard this week, but I like having that extra day, just a day to heal up a little bit more, to reflect, and maybe come out with that intensity on Monday night, with knowing you have the bye on the other side of it, but knowing you can just leave it all out there. You're going to get a break, and then you're going to get back on that routine that you knew and was so successful. So I think the injuries of it all really hurt, and especially Will Campbell, because he's such a beloved member of the locker room right now, even for us when we go in and talk to him. And you could feel the pain of everybody when he went down. So I just don't think it's necessarily the reflection on the team. I might have in the immediate aftermath of it, if that makes sense.
I hadn't really, because I'm with you. My reaction to that, the way they played in Cincinnati, was just freaking win. Like, just win and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Like, this is not the game that I needed them to show me something. When they played Buffalo and Baltimore, I'd like to see them show me something. But against the Bengals, like, the Patriots had these types of games with Brady all the time, where it's just take care of business. You get a win, you get on the plane, and you go home. And and you don't really need to be anything like, there doesn't have to be style points every week.
A lot of those were against the Jets. I remember a lot of times Escape from New York was the theme in my head.
Win in advance.
Yeah.
Win in advance. Now, the big picture stuff exists, and that's I think where you were feeling it, and I was a little bit too. Now your hopes and expectations about the team have changed, and if they don't have Campbell and Williams when it counts, like, that's going to be a problem. But in the short term, just keep piling the wins.
You also, the more you think about it, it's like, how many chances did they have like 3 more touchdowns with like 2 more yards of offense? Like, they weren't that far away from blowing that team out. They had some shortcomings. They, weren't quite as sharp as they've been, and they need to be sharper down the stretch.
So Wednesday is always our turn the page day, and it seems weird because the game's not till Monday, but this is our last show before the game.
Weird.
So let's look at the Giants a little bit. Like Evan said, they're trending toward Jackson Dart as being the starter. So let's just say that he is much different quarterback than Jameis Winston. A lot more mobile, you think?
Yeah, more mobile.
Yeah.
Their offense is completely different with Dart. And I think that's the biggest thing that's different between Flacco and Burrow. Like, when you looked at the splits between Flacco and Burrow, they were running the same system with both those guys. When I look at the splits with Dart and Winston, Dart's always in the shotgun. It's a spread offense. It's like he was running at Ole Miss. And they're not putting him as under center nearly as much as they put Jameis under center over the last 2 weeks. So it's a spread gun quarterback run offense with Dart, and it's an under center bombs away offense with Jameis. So it's different. Dart's. I've been impressed by the stuff that I've seen from Jackson Dart. I think he's got a little something.
So in the games where the Giants got out to those leads and then blew them in the fourth quarter, forget about the fourth quarter. What were they doing to move the ball and to get out to those leads?
Yeah, they throw the ball down the field well, and Dart's a really good runner. And probably a better, like, it's kind of like Drake, where everybody kind of knew he could run coming out, but I think he's actually translated even better. Like, they're running him on, like, design quarterback runs, like runs that are meant for him to keep the ball, not just scrambles. I don't know if they're going to do that again, now that he's been concussed and all that. But, he's a thoughtful thrower. Like, you see him reading coverage and being able to attack leverage and, like, all that fancy stuff. And I've been impressed. I watched a couple of his games, and he's better than I thought he would be. He is.
Wan'Dale Robinson and Theo Johnson.
Yeah,
those are the two main guys. And Theo Johnson's a monster. He seems like he's like 6'8". He's huge, and Dart has a confidence in him to throw it up. So it's a big boy tight end that in the middle of the field you got to have a handle on, especially in the red zone. And Robinson's just been lighting it up. He got like 66 catches?
He's their leading receiver, and he's kind of he's basically DeMario Douglas. Like, he's very similar type of player to Pop and speed slot, but they target him down the field. It's not like a Edelman Welker thing. It's a deep crossers, vertical routes from the slot. So he's a speed demon. He's fast. He can get open against man coverage. He's a good player. I like Wan'Dale Robinson.
How's their run game?
It's so not great.
No
But
Scatterbo anymore, you know.
but it's
Well, yeah,
different.
I know.
You know, when
That's a
Dart's
killer.
there now, you have to worry about the quarterback running. So
Yeah.
you know that's an element that I think changes a lot with him. Is you know that if they do it, again like he's been concussed and banged up. I don't know if they're going to run him like crazy like they were. He you know got concussed on a quarterback run against Chicago. So I don't know if they're going to keep doing that.
Yeah.
But that's what he does.
Defensively, do we need to worry about pressure?
Yeah.
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 I mean, it's Burns and Abdul Carter are the two healthy ones now.
Abdul Carter,
Thibodeau's
young.
I think Dexter
Yeah.
Lawrence is
Dexter Lawrence up the
on
middle.
the inside is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome football player.
Yeah, it was weird. I was, you know, because I would just go through something like, please, doesn't play a ton though. You know, like he plays like half the snap. Like he's like
Yeah.
a 50%
Well, he's
snap guy.
freaking
He's a big dude,
340
but
pounds.
you know, you stick him in the middle and you have to give him attention. But heavy man team, right? I mean, I like a lot of man coverage,
Right.
single high, man guys
They
up.
rush with 4.
Try
Yeah.
to. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think their pressure numbers aren't great. Like their pressure
Yeah.
numbers don't jump out, but you know, it's one of those things where the eye test, you look and you're like, these guys are dynamic on the edges, and you know, you've got
Agreed.
a wrecking ball in the middle. But when you go and look at the pressure stats, not like you would think they would be with those kind of ends. So
Well, I think you nailed it. Like that's why Shane Bowen and Brian Dable don't have a job anymore.
yeah,
Like their defense is underperformed woefully. They're second in the league in payroll on defense, and they drafted Abdul Carter 3rd overall, and they're like 30th in the league in DVOA on defense. So
Yeah.
they're not been good.
What's
On
Carter's
defense.
numbers this year?
He's got a lot of pressures,
yeah,
but not a
half
lot of sacks.
half a sack.
But he's disruptive.
But I mean, in some of what I watched, it looked like getting those guys to bite. I think it was like split flow kind of stuff where
Yeah.
those guys are crashing down and the ball's going right by them. So I think you have to be wise with your plans. Try to get those guys to be over aggressive, over pursue a little bit. And then
So
try
is
to
this
get
a
the edge on 'em.
heavy 2-back game? So Stevenson and Henderson, are they kind of the keys in this game?
You want to run it
think that's
downhill
fair.
at this team. Yeah, I talked about this stat. The Giants are allowing 7.9 yards a carry inside the tackles. Almost 8 yards
Which with
a tack-
Dexter Lawrence, like it
a pop.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's dead last in the league, obviously. And then the 31st team in the league is Buffalo, and it's almost 2 yards better
Wow.
than what the Giants are allowing.
This is specifically between the tackles.
Yeah, like downhill runs,
Yeah.
like, gap schemes, run it downhill at them. Jameer Gibbs, like, went untouched, like, 3 times for explosive
Yeah,
runs.
that will
through the
skew
middle.
anybody's numbers.
It's one of the, and I know we said this about the Bengals, and I know everybody's, look what happened, right? But this is historically bad run defense that they're playing in New York. Like, truly one of the worst run defenses that we've seen of the last, like, 10 years or so. And they are giving up the most yards per carry, the most rush EPA, the highest success rate against the run. They're giving up 5.9 yards a carry on the ground. So even though the Patriots haven't run the ball well, like, you would like to think they would be able to find some sort of a run game in this game. It might not be what Jameer Gibbs did, but at least something.
Yeah, get him in space. Get Travion in space. Can Ramondre get back to carrying the ball? I mean, what do you have, like 5 yards on 6
Yeah,
carries,
it's
something like
6
that? I mean,
carries,
it's it seemed to me like they just like protect the quarterback. Let's get you in there. We're not going to worry about giving you too many carries, but this could be a good chance to get him rolling.
And I also think the two of them in the passing game as well.
Yeah, sure.
Because you chip, leak out.
Yeah.
Again, Giants are being aggressive.
Little of that with
And,
Gibbs too.
that they're the number one option for Drake.
Yeah.
In those plays, not a check down. It's designed for them to chip and get the pass.
Yeah, no,
I think, this is
sounds great.
if you can run the ball against them, like everybody else has, like they get into a lot of those single high coverages because they got to get the extra person in the box because they can't stop the run. And then once they get into the single high coverages, teams are just shredding them on play action, down the field because you just have the one high safety up top. So like that's the formula, like quarterback under center, heavy personnel on the field. And that's why I think maybe the 6-0 line thing might come into play. Maybe they use an eligible offensive lineman to try to get some beef on the field and run the ball. But that's been the book on the Giants all year long. And the blown leads is crazy. It's a crazy stat. But they just get like worked late in these games, where like they just wear out late in the game. And then it's 69 yards to the house for Jameer Gibbs in overtime,
So get to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean I think to me that is why you kind of have to go into this game with just like be ready to go back and forth, and they might make some crazy plays, and it might be an interception one play, and then he's throwing a 60-yard bomb, and you just have to go in, I think, mentally tough into this game and realize that this is kind of a one-off. It's a Monday Night Football game. You're going to be in the throwbacks. There'll be some juice. Hopefully that gets them going, but you come out fast and be ready to start.
Is Dable coaching for his job, or is it pretty much over?
He already
for him?
was fired.
Oh, that's right. What am I talking about? He's done. Yeah.
He was coaching for his job last week.
That's right.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
He's out.
Yeah, he's done. Okay.
Kafka's their
Yeah.
interim.
Right.
And
Kafka, the writer.
And he's interviewed for some head coaching jobs in the last couple of cycles, and I give them credit. Their offense is not terrible, and their offense has started 3 different quarterbacks. Malik Neighbors has been out for most of the season, and they're like middle of the pack. So like they haven't completely fallen apart offensively. So I give Kafka a little bit of credit for that. Like most teams that are on their third quarterback, they wouldn't be able to score. Now they did call 2 trick plays to score against Detroit, but they figured it out.
Be ready for
they
them
found
trick
a way.
plays.
All right. So we got picks today, so we have to hurry. Paul sent in his picks.
He did. I got all the picks. I have
Okay.
all the records and everything.
So there's no pick manipulation.
No, it's all been written,
Okay.
carved
All right.
into this tablet.
So we'll
of
do
paper.
that. We got Vrabel at 12:55.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
12:55. Okay.
Take him.
So let's get.
We have a little bit of Patriots news. Not that serious.
Oh, okay.
Andy Borregales, the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week.
Oh,
There
I
you
heard
go.
that,
4 for
actually.
4.
I think Deuce might have written
I actually wrote a little
something on
something
that.
about it.
So he went. He made all 6 of his kicks, including the 2 extra points. He had a 41, 45, 19, and then the big one was the 52-yard field goal to make it a 6-point game.
Yep.
So how many Special Teams Players of the Weeks do we have
It's
now?
number 3. It was
Yeah. That
was the
Antonio
third?
Gibson in week
Okay.
2, and then Marcus
Marcus.
Jones. I wrote up a little thing on it. I went back to Alex's article that she wrote about Andy Borregales, threw a link back to that. She did a nice job of highlighting him when he came in, and yeah, it's been a really, really solid pick for them. It was a little shaky at the start, but I think even in training camp we were a little bit like, I don't know. But he's been nails, and that's huge. And
It's funny because when I wrote that profile and I talked to some of his old coaches, that's what they said. Like he came in, he missed his first kick at Miami and never missed again. So
never missed.
just, I guess maybe that's the mentality.
That's his thing.
Well,
think
something
there-
to
Get a
watch.
taste
There's
of it
something
and-
mechanical with his swing that I think changed
Oh, really?
in training camp.
Yeah.
Like he was doing something different at the start of training camp, and then he changed it probably back to what he had been doing, and then
That was it.
that was it.
Because there were a lot of balls that were 10-4 instead of 12-6, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like it
and
was
then
a
that
little
kind
like
of stopped like halfway through, maybe a week or 2 into training camp, and I
Yeah.
did notice the swing was a little
yeah.
cleaner. So I wonder if he changed something.
I think though this is time to watch him. Miami kid, now it's weather, December's coming, playoffs, like it was great sign to see him. I mean, I think the weather was pretty tame for you guys in Cincy.
It
though.
was.
No
It was a
wind or anything
beautiful
like
day.
that.
so
but
mild all season.
Beautiful day.
know.
What's the early weather report for Monday night?
looked pretty nice, I thought. Yeah, I saw an extended forecast this morning. Seemed like it's going to be a decent day, not too
Okay.
cold or anything. So
But there is potential rain in the forecast,
Oh,
some snow too, middle of next week. So
but it
Oh.
looks like the rain is going to be.
speaking
in the
of snow,
oh,
our friends at Aaron's sent us some swag today, but they also sent a nice handwritten note.
it's a recurring theme this
Oh.
week.
And
that's,
Power move.
that's in these days, I heard.
he says the note goes, our friends at the Patriots, we're proud to team up together, and we appreciate everything you do to make the partnership a success. Wishing you the best of luck the rest of the season as winter rolls in. We hope you enjoy the swag and rep the King of Snow with pride. And Fred, here's hoping your Aaron snow throw gets plenty of action this season. Well, I don't know about that, but I thank you for the good luck wish. Stay warm, stay winning, go Pats, and it's from the Aaron's team. So, Aaron's.
I'm gonna need one of those snowblowers eventually, but I feel like my driveway needs to be repaved. It's kind of one of those like things that when we bought the house, we're like, we're gonna have to replace the driveway at some point, but it's like way down on the list right now. But
Yeah.
like, I can't buy a snowblower when it's
Well, what you
kinda
can
falling
do,
apart and gravelly.
long
and
driveway,
I feel
though.
it'll be like firing
you can
rocks.
you can lift the shoes a little bit
Oh.
so that you're leaving a little bit,
Yeah.
but not enough to stop a car,
Run
obviously,
out, yeah.
and you don't have to worry about throwing stuff.
All right, yeah.
There's ways around
Yeah,
that. 'cause
that'll be-
I'm
that's
putting in a
nice-
new
that was a
driveway
pro tip.
myself,
Oh,
which
yeah?
is gravel.
Okay.
So on that side of the
So you'll
house,
have to
I'm
raise
going to
it
have
up.
to.
You get good drainage with that, though, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Aaron's, the king of snow. So even if you're in Iceland, you want to get an Aaron's snowblower.
You just need one to get to work. You just walk behind.
I kind of wish that I knew all the things about the house that Fred knows, like all the little
There's still time.
you know,
You're a new
like,
Just
home.
move to the burbs. When are you
Our
gonna move to the burbs?
generation did not. We didn't get this
No.
This type of information.
You know, you can go to YouTube and
I
you
feel
can find
like
out
my
anything
brother.
you
that
want.
is.
I feel
I-
like my brother's pretty handy. I don't know, Evan.
I feel like that's
And my
true.
brother-in-law.
I don't know. I don't know a lot of people my age that are
You're a
handy.
city
Alex,
boy.
I'm not gonna
Because
lie.
you're a city boy.
I
That's-
could say
that's
something, but I don't want to insult the generation.
No, it's okay. This is one that I'm leaning into. So
No,
The
it's
kids are getting back into the trades, I think.
yeah, it's kind of fun to like be able to do stuff yourself.
I think it's attractive.
I wish
I kind of want to talk
I
my
wish I
youngest son
could.
into being an electrician. I'm like, AI needs so much juice. It's like
those
electricians
data
are being
centers.
rolling in it. You know.
Yeah. All right, let's get to you. Oops,
Oh,
I just knocked somebody off. Keegan, I think, call back.
Yeah.
855
New
past
Brunswick, come
500 is the hotline. Podcast at patriots.com is the email address. Sorry about that, Keegan. We'll go to Nate in Connecticut. Hey, Nate.
Hey Nate, we can hear you
Hey, how
fine.
you guys doing?
Good, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I got some stuff for you guys. I really think
Swag?
a key to win the Giants game is Mac Hollins. You know, he's done a tremendous job. His time in Buffalo last year was pretty good, and I really think his time in New England here has been so far pretty good. And I'm a very frequent Madden player, and his Madden rating doesn't do him justice. He's way higher than that. I think he's like a 74, 75 in Madden 25. I haven't got the 26th one yet, but that's that. And second off, I know there's a ton of games on for Thanksgiving tomorrow, and why haven't we gotten a slot in the Thanksgiving for some time? I know.
No, thank you, Nate.
Yeah, careful what you wish for, Nate.
Minnesota,
like 2 years ago, right?
2022.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the game with like Mac Jones where he did like a pretty good job, and then he like lost.
The Patriots got hosed.
Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hunter Henry on the goal line.
Oh, never
Nate,
forget.
I say this with all due respect. No, thank you. Playing on Thanksgiving.
Why not?
Because we want the day
we have to
off.
work, Nate.
You gotta work. Evan was in Minnesota 3 years ago.
Yeah, it stunk. That was hard. That was tough.
Now we've dodged a bullet the last couple of years, but I don't know if we're gonna be so lucky now that the Patriots have won some
No.
games.
Probably not.
Nope.
More prime
Didn't like
time,
it.
more holiday spots.
Black Friday. I haven't done that one yet.
Ugh. I'd rather Black Friday than Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
I like Black
100%.
Friday. I don't mind Christmas Eve. Even though
Christmas in Denver was tough too.
Cincy. Yeah, we did Christmas. Oh, that was annoying.
Yeah, because they were also both teams were out of it.
Wretched.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thanks, Nate. Let's go to Sean in Vancouver. What's up, Sean?
Evan, as you mentioned, congratulations to Andy Borregales, and great articles, Deuce and Alex. That's terrific. One thing that I noticed that I haven't heard anyone talk about was the kickoff after the Henry touchdown, which was absolutely perfect. I mean, you couldn't do any better without coverage help. If it goes into the end zone, it comes back to 35. If it goes out of bounds, it goes to the 40. But that was insanely difficult, how we got the ball to just go like inside the one in the plains.
By insanely difficult, do you mean insanely lucky? Because I don't think that was the intent,
That
Sean.
wasn't the intention, because I'd love to see that again. Like
That ball literally bounced and took like a 90-degree turn in, and very easily could have gone out of bounds. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it was just like I couldn't see that like happening. Like that. How could you do that? It was just amazing how it just like kind of turned and went into the end zone after like there's no way anyone could cover that. Like it's just it was just crazy.
It was.
But yeah, maybe it's all luck, but I don't know how he did that. But yeah, I guess that was just fortunate. I'd love to see it again though. All right, well, go Patriots. We got to beat the Giants and relax and rest because we certainly need it.
Okay, thanks, Sean. Up next is Christian in L.A. What's up, Christian?
Like he needs music.
Happy Thanksgiving to you all.
Hey.
I just want to say you guys have done an amazing job of keeping us Patriots fans entertained and engaged throughout the off-season, draft, the whole 9 yards, man. So 24-hour, 365, you guys did an amazing job, and I'm thankful for you guys as a sports fan, as a fan of the Pats. So that's that.
Thanks, Christian.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I really wanted to focus on what I think is the sort of midway point here for us as a team. What do you guys think has to happen in the next 6 weeks for Mike Vrabel to lock in Coach of the Year? Because if he can get us through this, I think that really locks up. How many wins do you think it's going to take to lock Mike Vrabel in as Coach of the Year? I'll take it up there. Go Pats. Happy Thanksgiving to the Queen, to Beverly Sue, to all you guys.
All right, thanks, Chris. Happy Thanksgiving.
I feel like 3-2 is kind of the line. Like go 3-2
Yeah.
in these last 5 and get those last 2 and probably win the division. That to me, but anything better than that, I think he'd be a lock. I mean, if they were to get the number 1 seed in the AFC, I think he'd be a lock.
Yeah, I think he's definitely the front runner right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because Steichen has had a great year too, but they lost to Kansas City and taken a little bit of a step back because of that. But yeah, I mean, in the NFC, Sean McVay's a great coach, but he's doing it with Stafford, and the
Same
Seahawks has kind of took a little step back in the Rams game. So I don't know. It's probably between McDonald and Seattle and Steichen and Vrabel, I would say.
And then probably how these teams stack up at the end. The Colts, the Patriots, jockeying for top seed. Whoever ends up on the high end.
I mean, Sean Payton's done a good job too.
Yeah.
Kind of similar
I like
situation.
I think
but
Steichen. But it usually seems they want the guys who kind of came out of nowhere, not the. I mean, when did Bill win it? I think he had
I think he won it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, he did. I'm trying to think of, even though after he was out, 07.
Yeah, Bill had great years, but what held him back a lot was, having Brady and all those players. And, they take that into consideration. How good is your team?
Well, I think that normally too, Bill was Bill. So when a lot of the time you see that it's the worst of first teams that are Coach of the Year.
Right.
And he was always He was always first. So you're comparing Bill to Bill.
Right. Well, that's right. Well, he won it in 03,
Yeah.
7, and 10, which I think 10 is the interesting one because at that point you're kind of
They were a good
established,
team.
but bad defense. Brady had an MVP year that year too, I believe.
Yeah.
That was his.
Yeah.
Which is kind of. That's strange to have the MVP and the Coach of the Year because don't you feel like maybe one should get it? And
I think the Patriots might do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forget what was going on in 10 as to why it was particularly a good year for Belichick.
Well, they transitioned, right?
Yeah.
From Moss and that
Yeah.
07 offense to the 2 tight ends.
Traded
and,
Randy 4 or 5 weeks in.
Yeah, and they were juggernaut offense in the regular season. Obviously, didn't work
No
out.
defense,
but,
though.
But in terms of Vrabel, there's been so much press about what he's done for the culture here.
Yeah.
Forget about the record. I know you could say they're tied together, but there's so much talked about how he's changed the culture and how the players are calling him Coach Vrabes and all that stuff. And that's why I think he's the front runner.
Yeah.
It's not so much the record. It's all the stories behind the scenes that he's doing for the locker room.
Well, that's the stuff that's starting to get kind of mainstream now, too, because we've seen it all year, but now it trickles out to national media. And then if Vrabel,
Handshakes.
if they can string out, say they drop only 2 more games with the injuries they're dealing with, how do you argue against Mike Vrabel?
Yeah.
You can't.
I think that though, Fred, to me is when we talk about the schedule and stuff, it's like he's building a program here. He's building something that players are buying into. So, maybe next year the schedule will be harder. Or maybe they'll have some holes to fill that they don't completely fill. Or they have injuries that pop up next year early on that they didn't. But when I look at this team, I just think this is going to be a good football team. And I know it went sideways in Tennessee. They probably felt similar at the top too. But I think he's learned from his mistakes. And the foundation he's laying right now, I think, is going to be one for a really solid football team going forward. I don't, there'll be ups and downs. It's not going to be Tom Brady in the dynasty, and every year you're losing 1 to 2 games. But
we got bored of that anyway.
It was the 12 wins. I get 13. If you're going to win double digit, get to 13.
But
be respectable.
The
11 or
sort
12.
of foundation of Vrabel and Drake May, and then hopefully Josh McDaniels for the foreseeable future. It's a good package. It's a good one to have.
There's no question. I love looking at, I have my stupid little nerd spreadsheet that I have for each year. And, I keep track of everything. And then, the year ends and I go to the next one and I have them set up. And I'm guilty of looking forward and being like, oh, these guys are free agents and these guys are plus 30. But, they'll figure it out. I think they know what kind of guys they want. They know what kind of guys fit their system. every team has turnover and things you have to fill, but I have real confidence in what Mike Vrabel is building here and the longevity of it, the sustainability of it, especially, I mean, Drake May's the key.
Well, when you have the
But
quarterback
those two.
and you have the head coach, like
him and Drake have made it all of a sudden a destination. You know, it hasn't been like this in years.
Yeah,
No
I mean,
one,
just think
you
of like
couldn't-
the atmosphere of that Thursday night game. To
Yeah.
me, like, and I don't know if I'm overreacting to that because we were in the press box and usually that dulls a lot of the sound anyway. But even from the press box, I was like, man, there hasn't been a juice in this stadium like this. Like,
Yep.
usually it's like people were trickling in, you know, it just, but man, it felt like everybody was there ready to go. And I'm sure it's going to be the same thing on Monday night. I'm excited to see that happen again. You know, it's not a rivalry version. It's going to be the throwback version this time, but, you know, credit the fans for getting on board. And, you know, you feel it, whether you're in the locker room, whether you're in the stadium pregame or walking through the parking lots to get in here, that there's just renewed energy surrounding this team. And, you know, it's not a one-off to me. This is something that is going to sustain. It'll get harder next year, but they'll also have more chance to get their guys.
Market Fall River writes in the New Heights podcast. Got the PU bump yesterday from at least one listener. When I heard they mentioned Alex, I had to go check it out. That was really cool. Happy for you, Alex, and have really enjoyed what you bring to the Patriots fans. Also, it was really nice of you guys as a legendary podcast to give that up and coming and give some podcast a shout out. Yeah, we mentioned it yesterday. This might be just what they need to get over the top. It's probably the biggest thing that's happened to them this year.
Yeah.
Second, my wife is a little concerned about you, Fred. She thought your random example yesterday about being in third grade and forgetting to wear your underwear and getting pants was oddly specific. If you need someone to talk to, we're here for you. This is a safe place. No, it was just something I made up. Didn't happen to me.
Yeah.
But all right, I got to take a phone call. You guys carry on. I'll be
carry on.
right.
Or
Carry on. Carry on.
This is where we all just stare into the
Boss
camera
man
like,
phone call.
so, hey, everybody.
I was gonna go to Vrabel.
I know,
You two just by
right?
yourself.
That's all right.
Well,
me and
it'll be
Alex,
just
me and
Deuce.
Alex can riff.
Because I got to go to locker
all
room. I'll hang
Oh,
around.
yeah,
for,
don't leave me alone. We don't have the
I
time.
won't. No.
One man show.
So,
New Heights podcast is only bigger than ours because of Taylor Swift. The content not better.
right, she took
Good shout out to Alex. Though.
Well, what I liked about it, and as Evan,
It's okay.
as
Let's do this.
Evan leaves us now too.
Bye.
No, you know what I liked about though, Alex, was that I saw a shout out from Claire to you, and so it's like
That was
you know,
cute.
Carissa.
Carissa?
Sorry, Charter. You know, Carissa, you're already somewhat established in your career. You're here, you know, but
10
you're
years this
also
spring.
yeah, you're 10 years.
Yeah, man. Crazy.
But you're also a role model for, you know, younger people coming up, and you know, it's just all kind of feeds upon itself.
Yeah, and that's kind of what was so nice about the conversation I had with Carissa. And then she also shouted me out on her and Aaron Andrews' podcast, which is actually the podcast I thought. She messaged me and was like, I hope you don't mind. I shouted you out on a podcast, period. I'm thinking it's her podcast with Aaron. Cool. Okay, great. And I had already heard that shout out where she was like, it was cool because this is a girl who was inspired by us, but she's actually doing it and has been for 10 years. And it's like how you and I, Aaron, look at the Melissa Starks and like the Pam Olivers of the world. So we had a nice little conversation about that. But yeah, she was like, I shouted you out on a podcast, and I was like, okay, cool, calm down, thank you so much.
Just for
Like,
that, so you're getting some follows
and then
now.
all of a sudden, I'm getting Nicole. She works in one of the Providence stations, tagging me in the video, and then after I saw it from her, it was like floodgates opened. But yeah, definitely a little surprise for my Monday.
In your experience as a woman working in sports, Alex, have you seen things change for the
Yeah.
better over your 10 years?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I think people want to make the hires. I think also you have to come correct, right? Like it's always going to be the nice thing about this industry is it's always going to be a meritocracy to most extents. Like who you know is definitely going to be important too. How you present yourself is going to be important, but it's still at the end of the day, like you're good or you're not.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And like, there's a lot of people willing to help you. I don't know. Like I get asked that question, like, how do you deal with it as a woman in sports? And I'm just like, I'm gonna be honest, like it's a different time now. I think people are actually pretty nice to me. I think I kind of have like respect, which is weird because you get into this and you think it's going to be so hard. But I don't know. You got to use it as an asset. Can't be a victim to anything.
I sent you an article a while back that I dug up. Listeners know by now, my grandfather was, you know, kind of famous around here, did a lot of stuff with track. And I found an article that had been written. It might have been even in the Boston Herald, but it was this whole writer. My grandfather, I guess, had put together a track meet for female track athletes. So it had been a male track athlete meet, and then he included female athletes in it. And this one reporter wrote, "What are we supposed to talk to them about?" Like, he wrote a whole article that, like, he didn't know how to handle covering women's sports.
You probably didn't know how to talk to women.
Right? Like, and it's like, this is the whole article, like, lamenting, like, what am I supposed to have? I'm like, I don't know about their running. Like, you just do the same exact with the men.
Literally. No, that's a man that just doesn't know how to talk to women in general.
Like the middle of the 1950s.
Yeah,
it's like,
like,
the poor sports writers was
slob
the
writer.
title of it. So
that's funny.
No, it
Good
just
stuff.
So I do think we have come a ways, but with those two in particular, with their podcast, they've really, there's not a lot of those kind of successful female podcasts where it's two women who have, really run the gamut. I mean, those two. I mean, are there two more famous than Erin Andrews and Carissa?
Yeah.
I'd be hard placed to think of them right now, but what I appreciate the most about them, and which is what I think resonated so much.
MOB, man.
MOB. Shout out MOB.
Shout out MOB. What I think resonated so much with Carissa is that I talked about how her and Erin aren't just like super inspirational to me in sports and in sports media. They've both started businesses. Like, Erin has a sports fashion line. Carissa has an interior decorating company and an animal sanctuary. Like,
wow.
They're doing so much outside of sports just because they're at that level where, like, it's the cliche that, like, when you get to the top of one mountain, the tops of others are, like, easier to see. So I've always been a person that I feel like I have so many interests, and I don't ever want to, like, limit myself to one thing. And they kind of show me that, like, okay, you can kill it in sports media, but then go start an interior decorating company if you want to, So I have a lot of respect for them. They're just so cool. They're just cool girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything good, Fred?
Yeah. Everything's
Thank God
good.
you're back.
Everything's good.
We didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Stared in the camera.
Talked about Deuce's grandfather.
Evan off to the locker room.
Evan ran over to Vrabel. He's got to get, FaceTime.
Okay.
He's got to know that he cares.
Max in Atlanta writes in, "My gears are officially grinded. People will not stop mentioning how easy our schedule is and acting like that's the most important part of our season. We've been a bottom 4 team the last 2 years, and after we beat the Giants, we'll have beaten over 1/3 of the NFL this year. How many other teams have beaten 1/3 of the league, you may ask? No other teams. 0. If 11 NFL teams, including the Giants' win on Monday, are all considered easy wins, then maybe the problem is the NFL instead of the schedule makers. Please stop Paul's shows from grinding my gears."
My thing with this is
my suggestion to you, my advice is don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Don't let them bother you.
Just, if you're going to complain about it, come with receipts that in the summer you said it's a really easy schedule. They should win 10 to 15 games. Because if you didn't say that and you were one of these people that were sitting there going, I don't know, if they could just win 7, 8 games, I feel like we're progressing. Like, then what are we talking about? You never even, like, acknowledge the fact that, like, yeah, they have an easy schedule. So what do you want them to do? Good football teams win games.
Right.
And
there's so much parity in the league this year, which it makes it fun and interesting. But if you look at the circle of teams who have beat teams, you're always going to find one like, oh, well, this team lost to this bad team, or this bad team beat this bad team. Like, it's a literal circle.
Yeah.
And the way they've won them too. I mean, you just, they've had to pull out some of the stops, and they've needed great play from a quarterback who's developed. So, I feel like it's going to be held against them next year. And they, when they go to Kansas City and lose one, they're like, yeah, well, that's what happens when you play a tough team.
Yeah, it's like reality check.
But that goes back to what I said before, though. It's just they're building a program here.
Yeah.
Right. The schedule will be harder, yes. The record might not be as good next year, but they might be a better team.
We're ahead of schedule.
Everything's in our favor. Yeah. You have the coach and the quarterback. You have the money to spend. And like I said earlier, like, it's become a destination. It's just...
Yeah.
People are going to want to be part of this.
I think the real thing to me is that you have to find out, and this isn't necessarily even truth, but, like, you have to find out what the flaw is. Like, if they don't win the Super Bowl this year, why did they go out? Is it a one-off and it's just a weird game, or is it they couldn't run the ball all year? They got to the playoffs. They literally had 3 rushing yards, and it was all on Drake May, and he got beat up. And, is there a flaw right now that we have talked about, or is it just one of those games where,
Ellen, Wisconsin says, oh, no. Did I hear we're wearing throwbacks for Monday night? Look up the record in those puppies since 2019. Color me officially worried.
Well, I don't have to look it up because their record generally was terrible, no matter what uniform they were wearing since 2019.
Right,
so.
that's true. They had bad records every
Different
year.
coaches, different quarterback.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they look.
Throw out
I think
the
they
record
look
books.
tight.
They still look so sick. We have two of the best alternates.
I'll tell you what I'd rather don't
in
want.
the league.
I don't want to see the friggin' white Giants uniforms that they lost 2 Super Bowls to them in against. Like, let's switch it up. I don't need the
Giants
white
are gonna be
Giants
wearing
versus
white.
the Blues. Right.
They have to be
So we
wearing
gotta do something to fix that mojo. Because they also lost to them here in 2011 in the regular season. I was here for that one too.
Danny's in Daytona. What's up, Danny?
Hey, can you guys hear me, Fred?
Yep.
Hear you great.
Hey, so I'm usually not a conspiracy theorist, but I got 2 things for you guys today, 2 takes. First take is, which I don't see this happening, but if it were to happen, if Josh McDaniels were to leave after this year, happened before, and he take another job.
Oh, we're gonna have to, Danny. We're gonna have to put you on hold.
All right.
Did you have fun?
Yes, we missed you dearly. Oh, go ahead.
I haven't seen a designation for Will to be on IR yet. Is that coming? And any other news?
Yeah, we'll put Will on IR here on the whatever it is at 4:00, and sign Miles Battle to the 53-man roster. We put AA on, put Alex Austin on injured reserve. Signed Bill Murray to the practice squad, and obviously Thayer, he signed from Cleveland's practice squad. So just working through some moving parts here as we get to the middle part of our week with Monday night preparation and everything that we'll have to do to make sure that we've got 48 guys that all have a role and understand how they can help us win the game on Monday.
What is it about Thayer that appeals to you guys?
Well, he was here. It's just, again, guys, it's just at this point in the time of the season, there's only so many options. This is what it is. So, he was here. He was somebody that, learned our system and has been working and, felt like this gives us some options here with the guys that we have and then bringing him in as well.
Could Marcus Bryant factor in that left tackle, or do you think you guys will stick with Vidarian?
Well, I think the plan right now would be to go with Vidarian coming out of that game, and Marcus will be ready to go. Has to be ready to go.
What sort of challenges does that defensive front for the Giants present?
Quite a bit. I think 57 of the 66 quarterback hits come from those guys up front. 3 edge guys with Burns, Thibodeau, and Carter, and obviously what Big Dex can do inside. Robertson, Harris, and so those guys are certainly impactful players that have to be accounted for every play, and they rotate them through there pretty good, and so there's a lot of juice there. There's a lot of disruption.
When it comes to preparing for a new play caller on defense for them, just how does that preparation go? The new guy there now.
If they can change the defense in a week, I don't know. They're better than we are, but maybe he pressures more, maybe he plays more cover 2, maybe I would have no idea. But I think that the structure has got to be somewhat the same. May want to pressure more. I think that the calls that they have, those can always change. It would be really hard to completely change, from an under front to an over and base, and but then they were pretty multiple before, Evan, and so I think we'll just always have to be prepared for things that they could do, and maybe that there's more pressure on early downs or less pressure on third down or whatever those things have been. But I wouldn't have any idea how he would plan on calling it. And we'll have to just see and make sure that we're prepared for anything that could come up throughout the game.
Mike, you mentioned the 48 spots on an active roster. Considering the domino effect that can take place with injuries or absences, like last week, the field goals, PATs, special teams, when you lose guys, how much of a difference has it made going from 46 to 48 with elevations and those extra game day spots?
Well, it's funny, like every time they move it, it's like, man, we could really use more spots. And then thinking about when the practice squad was 5 or 6 guys, you're like, how do we do this? And it's kind of the same way as probably our parents or our grandparents doing things out of necessity, and now we just have more numbers, so we want to continue to have more bodies. But I think the lineman thing is good, giving you an extra lineman there on game day, and whether that's the third quarterback availability and just figuring out what those rules are and how we can construct a roster that allows us to have the special teams depth, and then some versatility with some players that are playing multiple positions on offense and defense.
Like in the locker room, pardon me, in the locker room when you play, players would talk about accountability within the team. They would talk about how if a player needed talking to leaders such as yourself, would talk to them even before Bill would. Do you see that kind of accountability developing in this locker room with this team?
I think so. I think that's what we have always tried to build is, the ability to have, hold people accountable, hold each other accountable, not in a negative way, but in a positive way to help themselves and to help the team. So, whatever it was 20 years ago, it was focused on what it's today and moving forward.
Do you find that players talking to other players have more of an effect possibly than a coach talking to a player?
It depends. I think just all depends on what that relationship is. If it's not a very good relationship, it's probably not going to have much impact on it. Same way as it would if a coach that didn't have a great relationship with a player said something, they may not do any good. So I think it comes down to the relationship and how you communicate that to get the desired result.
Mike, you used a deceptive formation Sunday, letting Hunter play left tackle / tight end early in the game, but it didn't go your way, but opportunity was right there. How do you see those type of unconventional plays, especially from risk and reward perspective?
I think it all comes down to the decisions, and I think, just trying to find a way to, create X plays and on offense. I think we've talked about the difficulty of creating those, explosive gains so that, you're able to change field position and give yourself a little bit of momentum. Whether we, call anything, it's, making a decision based on whether it's a, good look for it or not, and understand that, we can reserve the right to punt, and not everything that we call is going to be into a great look, and defensively it's not going to be into a good look. So we'll continue to try to find ways to create some X plays, and hopefully that it'll go better the next time.
Mike, you guys have been able to create some of those explosive plays in some extended play sorts of situations. Drake seems to be really adept at those. Would this be a week though where you might encourage him to try to get rid of the ball more quickly, just based on the opponent and the changes?
Well, I think that's based on how many guys are in protection and what the coverage is, and not just getting rid of it and just throwing it into a team meeting and just saying, well, I got rid of it quickly. I think it's about understanding the intent of the play and, where you feel like you're protected and where you maybe aren't, and when the ball has to come out on time. And, we've seen him transfer up into the pocket and keep 2 hands on the football and keep his eyes downfield. And then when we leave the pocket, we got to make great decisions and remain a passer, but also understand that these guys are coming. And you've seen a lot of hits at the sidelines from all quarterbacks, and just better get out or get down. And if they got a foot in bounds, you've seen some good shots by guys on the sidelines that have been called penalties and then picked up in replay assist, because that's what the rules are. So. To those defenders that are doing that, and they're doing it legally, that's what they're going to try to do. So, we always have to be smart when we're out of the pocket.
Mike, it's said a lot this time of year with the weather changing. You got to be able to run the ball, play defense December and January. Does that kind of conventional wisdom hold up to scrutiny in your experience as of late winning football games this time of year?
I think good football and taking care of the football certainly is critical, and then depending on how bad those elements and things are, I think special teams becomes important, and the field position and, what the wind is like, and being able to make field goals in, adverse conditions all play into it. So the ball is critical in this type of weather, and, certainly want to be able to do those things that you mentioned and be able to run the ball and, stop it. But, possessing the football and making sure that you're smart with the football probably is going to go a long way.
What challenges Will and Jared? I know you guys were waiting on some results the last time we talked. Is the expectation
that neither of them will be out there this week? That's the expectation. I can pretty much guarantee you that.
Mike, you talked about the kicking game. Andy was named the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week, but also what Julian and Bryce have done together as a unit. How have you seen them stay consistent all season long?
Well, they travel in, I don't know what you call three people. Maybe it's a pack. I don't know. But is it a trio? They travel in trios, and you see one, you see all three of them, and it's like they're kind of working on their thing. And I think Bryce has been pretty calming for both of those young guys. I think Jeremy and Tom have done a nice job with that particular group. I think Bryce has really gotten comfortable with his technique and been able to put the ball in places, and I think help the coverage. Andy's been good for us, and happy that he can have some success. And then Julian continues to work extremely hard on his craft.
Mike, as it gets later in the season here and the games sort of just ratchet up in terms of importance, if you thought it would help spark your run game, would you be more willing to use Drake in a designed quarterback run game?
We've had some of those plays, and we've called some of those plays, and so I just, you think you kind of want to be careful. Guys are going in concussion protocol left and right, and again, we'll be willing to do anything to win a football game, but just I think being smart is probably the biggest thing. And we've run Drake, and he's run himself, and then we've handed it off to the running backs, and so I think it's just about a good balance of plays that we feel like can help us.
To go back to Will Campbell for just a minute, what's your message to him as he kind of attacks his first NFL rehab with hopes of coming back this season?
I just keep him engaged, and he comes into the meetings and stays engaged, and works hard to get back and to recover quickly, and that's all it can be. It's, if you want to have a good long NFL career, you're going to have to battle through some of these things, and these things are going to come up. And I would say that he's already working hard, extremely hard to get back, and being engaged in the meetings, and so that's kind of what it'll be for 4 weeks.
Zoom out here a little lighthearted. Where does Thanksgiving fall on your power rankings holiday list? And
I would say it's outside the top 3. Yeah, probably.
What are you thankful for?
The opportunity, my family. I think that having them here this week is going to be good, going to be nice. And then I would say the opportunity to coach this team. I think there's players, the coaches, the staff. That's what I'm thankful for. Got some good friends that have helped along the years, and how about you guys? I appreciate you guys. I'm thankful for you guys.
What are the top 3?
Christmas is number 1. 4th of July is a close second. Big firework guy. And then it's a toss-up, St. Patrick's Day, Halloween, they're all like, after Christmas and 4th of July, there's a big drop-off.
All right.
Thanks, guys. See you Friday.
Whether you're in the game or betting on the game, you'll need a game plan.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the New England Patriots, provides you with everything you need to build your personal betting game plan so you can get in on all the action while practicing safe bets. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn more about all the safe betting tools DraftKings has to offer. Hope is here, 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. Must be 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Physically present in Massachusetts. See DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
Isn't it time to get exactly what you want? Welcome to Red Hot Deal Days from Verizon, where you get your pick of our best deals. Like My Plan, where you can pick the perks you want and save on every one. For limited time, bring your own phones to a Verizon store and you can get My Plan for our best price ever. Get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today and get My Plan. These deals won't last. It's your Verizon.
With FedEx One Rate, you can ship to your student for a simple, predictable flat rate. Send a box full of home-baked treats that say, "Your father and I miss you." Or send a box full of instant noodles that says, "Your father and I would like you to stop asking us for money." Either way, one rate fits all. FedEx One Rate. 2-day shipping, one flat rate. Starting at $14.50. Visit FedEx.com/OneRate for details. Exclusions apply.
If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction.
And now, great moments in history.
Oh, yeah, there's turkeys everywhere.
They have them in the hills of North Providence.
Evidently. You can't find a turkey. You're not a good hunter. You need to start. Oh, yeah, find they're all something over else. the place.
And I would assume they're pretty easy to shoot, right?
Yeah, they're huge. Now, maybe it's all feathers and you miss and you got to hit, center of mass.
Some of them go on the offensive, though.
Oh, yeah, they mark you.
Yeah, and they attack.
I could see you being made a turkey's bitch.
Oh.
And they peck at your
Now,
heels.
that would be a great story if you were,
It would be an ironic story.
wedded by a turkey.
Wedded by a turkey.
Yeah, actually, you were forced to become the mate of a turkey.
The Revenant. That thing we were doing the other day. Eric would be penetrated by a turkey.
That's another great moment from
Boy, that was graphic. But it's time for the Copilot question of the week presented by Microsoft Copilot, where every day is game day and where every decision is powered by insight, innovation. Microsoft technology helps to make decisions faster, insight sharper, and strategies more adaptive. All right, Fred, it's just you today. The pressure's on you. First part is a two-parter.
Do I have a lifeline? Can I text Paul?
Yeah, he might not respond. The first part is, how many times have the Patriots and Giants met on Monday Night Football?
How many times have the Patriots and Giants met on Monday Night Football?
A little bit of a trick question.
Yeah, twice.
None times.
Oh, wow.
None times. But a follow-up to that, Fred, is how many times have they played on a Thursday or Saturday? And can you recall any of those games? I think you should definitely recall one of them, a Patriots-Giants Saturday tilt with the nation watching.
Oh, that was the record-breaking game,
There you
right?
go.
With
That
Randy
is one.
Moss
That was
and
a
Tom
Saturday.
Brady getting 50 touchdowns. Moss getting his 23rd touchdown, I believe.
Record setting.
Yep.
Patriots big.
So that
big
was
win.
a Saturday game.
That was a Saturday game. There were two other instances.
Oh, yeah?
Patriots and Giants, meeting on a Thursday or Friday. 2019 Thursday night here. Remember that one?
No.
Patriots won 35-14, and then the last one, which I was really saving for Paul, was the season finale in 1996 with Drew Bledsoe.
That was a Saturday game?
It was a Saturday game.
So that was the game. That was the Dave Meggett push into the end zone game.
That's right.
They came back from, I think,
22-0.
22-0.
Yep.
Big fourth quarter. The last game of the season.
I was really going to rake Paul over this one because Bledsoe took a safety about 10 seconds into the game en route to that 22-0 deficit. But Drew, 31-47, 301 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and Patriots and Giants are tied all time, 7-7. So this will be a tiebreaker here tonight or on Monday night.
Yeah, so, NFC East team, you don't get to play them. You play them once every 8 years or whatever it is. So I'm not surprised that they haven't had any Monday night games.
Do you know, did that 07 game get moved to Saturday? Like, I remember them putting it on all the networks, but was it initially set to be a Saturday game? Like, I want to say that it was like this, hey, Patriots got a chance to do it. We're putting it on Saturday night maybe, but I remember it being on all the networks.
Every network covered it.
There you have it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't emphasize how amazing it was, that run, from 01 to 2019, and the things that happened. I remember during that season, they started going on that winning streak, and probably about 3/4 of the way through, on the lower scroll for ESPN, they had a special, segment for the Patriots on that lower scroll. Search of Perfection or whatever they called it.
Path to Perfection.
Path to Perfection. And I remember we were on this show and we saw it for the first time, and it's like, wow, that's pretty amazing. And I can understand why every other fan of every other team hated us. Because despite all the belly aching that we had, they don't respect us, there was a lot of respect and a lot of attention paid to this team during the dynasty.
Oh my God! Well, that 07 year, I can't imagine what it was like to be in the building for that one. Because even as a fan and going to Sonny McLean's in Santa Monica to watch a lot of those games, like, it was just, the train was rolling, and you felt pissed off about Spygate and all that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
all the Patriot fans are rallying together, and no, there'll never be another season like that.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Well,
and then of course we know what happened.
Yeah,
So,
we do. Well,
all right.
There's your co-pilot question of the week. Boom.
Back to the phones. Danny, let's get you back online. Thanks for holding on. What's up, Danny?
Hey, Fred, can you guys hear me?
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that. So I was saying, I know I'm usually not a hypothetical kind of guy, but if Josh McDaniels were to leave, who do you think they would either bring in, or do you think they would stay inside, maybe promote Thomas Brown or the Downing guy, if that were to happen? And then the other question I got for you guys, the other question is, everyone across the league, these networks are all talking, and from what I've seen, Mike, this is definitely a question for you. Since you're like me, a defensive kind of guy. Why do you think? I think you guys have probably already answered this, but why do you think the Patriots are playing so much zone? Do they just not trust the players, or the system's still not in place to be playing more man? One of Paul's shows brought up a good point that when Stephon Gilmore was here back in 17 and 18, he was struggling so much in zone, and then Bill had put his input in, and he started playing well when they switched to man. Do you think that do you think they should do that possibly?
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call, Danny.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah. Why are they playing so much zone? Because, before the season, we're like, wow, they're really set up to play man now with Carlton Davis and Gonzo. And I don't know. I don't know if it's like a Zach Kerr thing or if it's a Mike Vrabel thing where he just feels safer to, play zone, which, is a safer defense.
Yeah.
A good quarterback can pick it apart and move down the field. And maybe, Vrabel thinks that teams aren't going to be able to march down the field. They're eventually going to make that mistake. So let's play it safe. Let's not go to man until we have to.
I think that's part of it. Yeah, no, I think sometimes the simplest answer is the right one. Like, I just think early downs, you want to play a little more zone. You want to get eyes on the quarterback, especially with some of these mobile guys, prevent the big play. And then on third down, then you go to man. I need to look up the number because I do think they have a very high rate of man coverage on third down still. But if you look at the average numbers, they're not a man-heavy team. I mean, the Giants this week, they are the second highest man total. So they are a man team. But it's one of the more interesting developments with this defense. But I think that ultimately that answer is probably the right one. It's just that's the league now. You don't want to give up big plays. You don't want to let mobile quarterbacks hurt you, especially on early downs. Get to third down. Then we man up. Then we break out our blitz package. So I just the holes in this defense to me have been like kind of the early down stuff and generating pressure with 4. And those are the things that I think they need to get to that'll solve a lot of those problems. Just getting more disruption quicker. I think the coverage has been pretty good off the bat at times, but some of those plays, I get it. It's so frustrating when you see Christian Gonzalez 8 yards off a guy, they run just a little out, pitch and catch. He comes up and just kind of pushes him out of bounds, and now it's 2nd and 4, or 2nd and 3, or whatever, and that's frustrating to see. But at the same time, to your point, Fred, it's forcing teams to continually execute, especially bad quarterbacks.
Right.
That week 1 though, they played a ton of man. Like right out of the gate, they played a ton of man.
Well, that was a crazy
against
game
Smith.
anyway. They haven't done that since in terms of pressure. And again, Terrell Williams was here at that point, and he was the defensive coordinator, and he was bringing the heat. And they got burned a few times because of it.
Yeah.
And they really haven't done that since.
No, I kept track of some of the higher man coverage totals. 46% against Las Vegas the first week. 37% against Carolina. That was a high one. 41 the next week against Buffalo and Josh Allen. But then really it's kind of been down. I mean, then you're looking at 30, 15%, 19%, 27, 42 2 weeks ago against the Jets. So that was the first time they got back up over 42%. Usually kind of the league average for man coverage, about 27, 28%. So, 40%, that is significantly over, but they haven't been all man like we kind of thought they would be.
Yep. Maybe that's something they roll out for the playoffs. Who knows?
Yeah. Or is it just maybe the good quarterbacks? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say Justin Fields is a good quarterback. They did. But, yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. Good question for Zach.
Let's see. Mike in Foxborough. What's up, Mike? Mike.
Foxborough. In the Super Bowl,
Oh, Mike is gone. Maybe he's on his way to the stadium. Who knows? All right. That's it for the calls. Let's get back to some of these emails because, we do have to hurry. We're going to have picks.
Just real quick about Vrabel, though, to highlight Will Campbell going to IR.
There was some, excuse me, there was some news.
Yeah, Will Campbell will officially go to IR. So that's some news right there. We talked about at the top of the show. Evan Lazar getting a question in.
Yeah, Jeremiah writes in, I bet Evan was as red as a tomato when Vrabel called him by his name. He got from Vrabel, Evan. When you get called by name in these press conferences, it's like, a little bit of a badge of honor for these media people.
Taylor.
So I'm not sure if that's the first time that he's been called by name by Vrabel, but I'm sure we'll talk about it when he gets here.
No, I was glad Evan brought up kind of what I brought up here about the new defensive coordinator. Like, does that switch things? And Vrabel said if they can switch their whole defense in 5 days, they're better than us. So maybe not as quite, maybe not that much of an impact. That's something on the outside we don't really know. But I think as an outside linebacker coach, he's going to want to feed his guys. His guys are going to lead the charge. Not that they don't already, but that's what I'd be worried about, moving those guys around, trying to create mismatches.
Yep. Robert writes in, I figured the Patriots would win 8 or 9 games, give or take a few. 10-plus wins and a playoff berth were not on my bingo card. Anything from here out in is gravy. And I don't care about the MVP or coach of the year, but I do wonder which would help with recruiting free agents more. What are your thoughts? I don't know.
MVP would. I mean,
MVP
either one.
might. I want to go play for the MVP of the league. I'm sure it didn't hurt Lamar Jackson when he was MVP or any of these guys. As far as coach of the year, I don't know if that helps with recruiting. But I will say, I don't know who Vrabel's agent is or if he even has an agent, but if I'm an agent worth my salt, I put in his contract a bonus if he does get coach of the year.
I hope
you know?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think he's already got that juice with players around the league. I mean, and I think just the whole Drake May thing and the hype that Drake's gotten. People in the league are aware of this kid now and starting to see what he does. Whether he wins the MVP or not, I think he's going to inspire people to want to come here and be part of a young team on the upswing.
Yep. James Pettigrew, the most interesting Patriots fan in the world, writes in, Mike's sweater looks like his own padded cell. It does have that
true. I know.
Insane look to it.
Yeah, it does. It does have a padded room. It is an Under Armour shirt, and I wish it fit a little better. It's kind of bunches up a little bit, but we get to these holidays, Fred. I like to bust out the comfy clothes. I'm trying to,
it's comfy.
Comfy.
Yeah.
I want to be comfy around the holidays. I got to drive down to my mom's house on Cape Cod tonight, so I'll be doing your drive down there, and
nice.
Got to get the pants with the elastic ready to go for tomorrow.
Down in East
I'm
Dennis.
not gonna get too full. Yeah.
Nice.
Take a little walk on the jetty.
There you go. Nick in Ohio, as nervous as I am to see Vidarian Lowe play, I'm as excited to see if his and the backups' discipline on the line has improved because of the change in coaching, like you guys said in the beginning of the podcast. My prediction for the game, Drake May will throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ooh.
I love it.
Kayshon Boutte will have 80-plus yards, and Jennings will have 1 breakout run to set up a passing touchdown.
Well, Jennings.
Patriots win, score 35-31.
Oh.
All right.
I mean, that's kind of my score that I picked is like low 30s to low 30s.
Yeah.
But I like getting what Evan was talking about with the run game and trying to shorten the game up a little bit. Don't put this game all on Drake May. Don't put it all on the protection and trying to get to 3rd and longs. Like, you got to get early down yardage. You have to get yourself into favorable situations in 3rd down, not 7-step drop and, look out around the edge. Here comes, Brian Burns from one side, Abdul Carter from the other, and big sexy Dexy right up the middle. So they can run the ball. I think it's a huge key, especially on, just a night game and just just control the tempo of the game. Don't let Jackson Dart get into a rhythm and chucking it downfield and all that stuff.
Curtis in St. Louis has some Thanksgiving Day trivia.
Great.
First question is, what team has played the most Thanksgiving Day games?
It's got to be Cowboys or the Lions, right?
Right. That'd be a good guess.
Lions?
Correct.
Yeah.
85, followed by Dallas with 57. So it's quite a large margin.
It's always been Detroit.
And the third is Chicago with 39.
Okay.
Which NFL team has never played a game on Thanksgiving Day? One team.
Jacksonville.
That's true.
Really?
Correct. How did you know that?
I don't know.
Wow.
I just figured a
Good
team.
luck. Good guess. When was the first time the Patriots played on Thanksgiving Day? And bonus points if you can tell me who the quarterback was.
Paul would probably get this one. I don't remember. The first one I have a recollection of, I think, is 2002.
It's way before that.
Throwbacks. Yeah, I don't know.
It was 84.
Shoot.
A loss to Dallas, 20-17, and the quarterback was Tony Eason.
I should have known that.
You should have.
I've been in the mix with that. Not
that's
quite
right.
dabbling in 84. I have dabbled a little bit in 86 as well, but 84. So that would have been Raymond Berry came in. So he was the coach then.
So that was the first time they played on Thanksgiving. How many games have they played on Thanksgiving total?
2002.
I mean, you've mentioned a couple of them already.
02, 10, 4.
6. So 84 Dallas, 2000 Detroit. I was at that game. That was
Detroit.
A terrible game. 2002 Detroit. 2010 Detroit. 2012 was the butt fumble game.
Right, that's the one.
Yep. And then 2022 in Minnesota against Minnesota.
Yep.
In the 2010 game against the Detroit Lions, Tom Brady threw for 341 yards and 4 touchdowns. Which wide receiver caught 2 of those touchdowns, including a 79-yarder?
Deion Branch.
That's correct.
That's my jam.
And finally, what is the Patriots' record in Thanksgiving Day games?
Oh, okay. Let's do the math.
So we know they had 6.
Yeah.
We know they won the butt fumble game. They lost the 84 game.
I'm at 4-2 or 3-3.
3-3 is correct. Yep. So, Curtis, maybe we can get Curtis a T-shirt. So,
gravy stains.
Some good Thanksgiving Day trivia. Give him a T-shirt for the effort.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got turkey going tomorrow, Fred? Or are you going?
Well, we're going to a place called the York Harbor Inn up in York, Maine.
Ooh.
We always go there. It's like a buffet, so you can get turkey if you want it. I don't. There's always roast beef and all other stuff, so I always get roast beef.
Turkey's had a real fall from grace, and people around me, like my kids don't like it. I know
don't
Paul
blame
doesn't
them.
like it. A lot of people don't like turkey.
It's a dry, bland meat.
It's kind of a base to like pile stuff.
Exactly.
On, right?
The reason why you put stuff on it is
Protein
because
in
it's
there.
very bland. I mean, listen, in a pinch, I'll have a turkey sandwich. Sure.
Yeah.
But you got to have mayo on it.
Right,
you know. So given the choice, and I'll have it on tomorrow. I'll take the roast beef.
A little bit of roast beef.
You know, they've got everything there, but it's
That sounds delightful.
desserts. And everything.
Oh,
Eat as much
no
as you
cleanup.
want. No
You
cleanup.
sleep up there too? You
No,
stay
we'll
there?
drive back.
Drive back.
Yeah, drive back.
Be a little full.
It's all right.
Stop at the rest stop maybe.
Yeah.
A couple times.
Let's see. Scott wants to know, why can't our DNs hold the edge? They always seem to take the bait and go inside only to see the runners run around the edge.
Yeah, that's a good question. Some of it, and Evan and I both talked to Scott Booker actually about this, of it's not always wrong. Sometimes it is wrong. And I think last week, the first play of the game when Caleb ducked inside, there's supposed to be somebody replacing him. Now, in the old defense, they said it's always pretty much you got to hold the edge. And there are still some instances of that. But at the same time, I think they give these guys some freedom to jump inside and try to make a play in the backfield if they're able to get there. And the questioning was kind of along those lines of, do they have the freedom to do that? And is it one of those things where if you're going to do it, make sure you get there, because if you don't, the guy's gone. But I very much get the point of the email with that first. I mean, Vrabel called out the first play of the game, not having the edge. So, there has to be an edge to the defense, but this defense will allow them to do it from the second level where the guy has to be replaced. So it's not always on the defensive end who's popping inside. It can sometimes be on the second level guy who's not coming over the top and resetting the edge. So it's some complexities there that we're getting to. Yeah, no, you've heard Spillane say, like, I'll make you right.
Yeah. What are his tackle totals so far this year? Yeah, is he good? He's going to be over 100 for the season. Yeah,
a little bit of a slow start, but he's brought everything I think you can expect, and you like just seeing the plays on the ball, the interceptions, the tackles for losses, but he doesn't. When he gets you, he don't let go of you. That's the thing. He grabs guys and throws them back.
Good.
He's a good tackler. He's not the biggest guy, but he's a really good tackler.
Dan of Virginia, Michigan, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Hope you've had an enjoyable day with your families, or hope you will. As with every year, I'm thankful for all you do. There are so many reasons you're the longest-running podcast in the world. Wins and losses may come and go, but we'll always have PU.
You're here.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it'll always have us, but the show will go on.
The show must go on some way or another. Someone will be here to talk.
Yeah.
Patriots. Yeah.
Ford in Savannah, Georgia. When you were all wondering about why Jameis Winston is still a veteran quarterback in the NFL despite throwing many games away, it got me thinking. Does he provide the service of tanking while still being entertaining at the same time? It's kind of the perfect scenario for a team that's looking for a high draft pick, but also wants some fun on Sundays.
I get a kick out of him. I mean, these personalities in the NFL, there aren't a lot of guys who are fun or funny, but he's just funny when he's trying to be funny when he's not trying to be funny, and every game he goes and plays, it's big play, interception, falling down. He's catching a touchdown. So if it is Jackson Dart, I was kind of looking forward to just the entertainment factor with Jameis Winston. I find him just so likable, but we'll see. I find Jackson Dart kind of the opposite, but the young hardo, we'll see.
George in Maryland says, I hate to be a buzz killer, but do you all remember the last time Jameis Winston started a game versus the Patriots at Gillette? It wasn't pretty.
Oh, which one was that? Was that with the Saints?
Yeah, maybe.
It might have been the Saints.
We'll have to look that up.
Right back. Tell us which one it was.
We'll have to look that up. Here comes Alex. Fresh from Vrabel in the locker room.
Got some questions though for Alex. What's going on in that locker room, Alex? We got any injury sightings in there?
I saw Tonga, and reporters were talking to him.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Usually, they put a stop to
Yeah.
injured players talking, but you never know.
Schools?
I did not see Schools. I didn't see. I saw your guy, Bill Murray.
Oh, yeah?
It was like, look up, and he's just there saying hi to
like he never
security
left.
Brian. They're giving each other like a huge
Hey,
hug.
guys.
And I'm just like, wow, this is a face I haven't seen in so long. But yeah, I went in on a specific mission today, and I failed my mission.
Why?
Needed to talk to Carlton Davis.
Oh.
Didn't see him.
He was all over the place like Monday. We had him on the post-game show. He was the interview on Monday. Hiding.
Okay.
Ion Evan?
Evan was kind of just lurking. I didn't see him specifically go up to anyone to talk to them until the very end. Whose locker is right next to Del Pettis? I think he was talking to.
Okay.
So
So people weren't going up and shaking his hand for Vrabel, mentioning him by name in
No.
the press conference?
He knows who Evan is.
Yeah.
I did hear that.
Congratulations, Evan.
Right when I walked in, he said Evan, and I was like, wait, that can't be Evan Lazar?
Yeah.
I still think it would surprise me if any of those guys know my name. I mean, I know I'm around them all the time, but I'm just like, you don't even care who.
When I did a one-on-one with Vrabel earlier, and I was like, oh, I'm Alex again, by the way. And he was like, yeah, I know. Nice to see you again. And I was like, I think you're just saying that to be polite. I don't think you actually.
We did have a meeting with him where I was like, and this
I
is
know,
Alex.
But I was such like a side story to that meeting.
Aren't we all?
So.
Yeah. Okay, so is Evan coming back?
I don't think Evan's going to come back.
Okay, so then it's that time of the week.
So, Deuce,
All right.
you have a big job.
I do.
You're taking the place of Paul in terms of our bookmaker.
That's correct.
So why don't you tell us what happened last week?
Sure. Well, there's 3 old guys that were top the standings this week, and they just making sure order stays in place. Fred, Paul, and Mike, all 12 and 2.
Wow.
12 and 2. Big day.
Good job, guys.
Evan and Alex, a little bit farther behind, 9 and 5. 9 and 5. So 3 guys up top, and then Evan and Alex. And then with the spread, it's just Fred. I mean, it continues. I mean, even when I'm reading the book, Fred comes in 9, 4, and 1. Paul not far behind, 8, 5, and 1. I'm not sure why that number. Oh no, that's correct. Sorry, just making sure Paul's math is correct. 8, 5, and 1. Evan and Alex 6, 7, and 1, and Mike 5, 8, and 1.
Mike
Good.
I'm waiting for like stinks at picks.
Good drop.
So
That was good.
the season standings. Fred, this is overall with not against the spread, just straight up. Fred remains at top, 121, 56, and 1. Followed by Alex, 120, 57, and 1.
I
Paul-
believe I overtook Alex in this one. I wasn't remaining on top. She was on top, and I think I just took over.
Oh, did you? Oh, because
Yeah,
she's
you
only one
did.
game around.
We
So
might have been tied
121 and
last week.
56, and now Fred 1 game lead. Alex 120, 57, and 1. Followed by me in third place, 115, 62, and 1. Paul nipping at my heels a little bit, 112, 65, and 1. And Evan 107, 70, and 1. Now with the spread, Fred again atop 98, 79, and 1. Followed by a tie. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The tie is for third place. Second place with the spread is Paul now, 87, 90, and 1. Tie for Alex and Evan, 85, 92, and 1. And Mike, 76, 101, and 1. 100 losses. Officially got him. Thank
All
you.
right.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You seem like you keep trying to play a drop that's going to mock me.
Is this the real Deuce? It's got that tone to
Is
it.
this the... No.
All right.
Go ahead, Fred.
All right. So you have your
I got all the
information for the newsletter?
I do.
Alex?
Yeah.
Okay. So we start with a triple header tomorrow on Thanksgiving, as we always do. The first game is at 1 o'clock on Fox. Green Bay, 7-3-1 at Detroit, 7-4.
So that's going to be Detroit by 2.5. Detroit after a
Detroit by 2.5.
life and death battle with the Giants. Now they got to play Green Bay. I'm going to go Detroit. They don't play the most games on Thanksgiving for no reason. I'll take Detroit, lay the points.
This one's kind of a coin flip for me, but I'm going to go with Detroit.
Detroit?
Lay the point.
Laying it?
2.5?
2.5.
Yeah.
Lay it.
Paul went Detroit.
Yeah, I'm going to go Detroit, too.
Detroit.
Okay. Then the next game is at 4:30 on CBS. It's Kansas City, 6-5 at the Cowboys, 5-5-1. Am I going to actually have to root for the Cowboys this week?
I think you might have to.
I think I might have to.
And the way their defense is playing since they trade acquisitions, got
A lot
guys
of people
healthy.
are thinking. Now, what did you say the number was?
It's going to be Kansas City by 3.5.
Kansas
They're home dogs.
No respect for
home
Dallas.
dogs, and I am going to go with Dallas. I'm going to go with Dallas, guys. I'm going with an upset here. Paul went KC.
I'm doing Dallas, too.
Dak at home.
All right, I'm going to go with Kansas City. And so here's the thing: if Kansas City wins, then my Dallas loses, which is good. But if I'm wrong on my pick, I have a soft landing because Kansas City lost. So,
Right.
So I'll pick Kansas City to win this game and cover.
Either way, you win.
Thursday night, 8:20 on NBC and Peacock and Universal. It's Cincinnati, 3-8 against Baltimore, 6-5.
Baltimore by 7. Joe Burrow coming back. Will Baltimore be able to do better than the Patriots did against that Cincinnati defense? Short week for them, though. I'm going to say Baltimore's rise continues. But you know what? I'm going to take the points. Weird game, short week.
Yeah.
Joey be back.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Ravens with the points.
Ravens rolling.
Folks, I haven't given you a lock in a while. I'm giving you one right now. It's a loser lock. Cincinnati loses the game, but they cover. So take the points. Take the points.
Note this loser lock.
Loser lock cover of the week.
Yeah, loser lock cover of the week.
Loser lock cover of the week. Got it.
Okay.
All right.
What did Paul take?
Paul took same as you. Baltimore with Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Friday night. Now, this is the Black Friday game.
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
Sponsored by Amazon on Prime. It's the Chicago Bears at 8-3 against the Eagles 8-3.
Eagles by 7.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Big spread.
The bigger spread than I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm kind of torn on Philly.
What do the Sharps know? They know something in this game.
Yeah, I saw a good little thing online talking about people kind of getting a bead on their offense and their run game specifically.
On Chicago's run game?
Philadelphia's.
Okay.
But they're favored by
Philadelphia's.
7.
Yeah, they are. I'm gonna take Philadelphia to win, but I'm gonna take Chicago plus 7.
I'm going to take Philly. I'm going to lay the points.
I am
Philly?
going to take Chicago outright to win the game.
Ooh.
I think we're going to have a Black Friday massacre. No, I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think Chicago, it's going to look like Walmart for Philadelphia.
Oh,
on the game.
doorbusters?
Yeah. All right. Chicago wins. All right. Now we move to Sunday, 1 o'clock. The Rams at 9-2 at the Panthers, 6-6.
The Rams by 10.5.
Ooh.
Rams just the darling of the team.
Well, also the
darling of
Panthers are having trouble scoring points.
They sure are. They're up and down. I think they're going to be down this week, though. I'm going to take the LAR. I'm going to lay them all.
Roms.
Yeah, I will take the Rams as well, both ways.
Paul took the Carolina points.
He took the points. I can see that.
I've got to be careful with this one, too, because these two teams are an L and a C away from being the same name. You know, LAR and Carr. So I got to make sure.
Right.
And the L, if you don't make a sharp point on it,
right.
kind of look like a C.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, good.
Okay.
Well
Sunday
done.
at 1 on CBS. It's the 49ers, 8-4, at the 3-8 Browns.
That's going to be San Francisco by 5.5. The defense, Brock Purdy didn't look great last week. It's at Cleveland. Shoot. Got a suspension, too, for the punch.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Vanilla nut tap.
What do I got to lose? I'm already the worst. I'm going to take Cleveland with the
Okay.
upset.
Cleveland with the upset.
Yeah,
Really?
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Why?
Maybe
he's
Myles
last
Garrett,
place, folks.
Mason Graham. He's pretty good, you know.
I'm going to take San Francisco, and I'm going to take them to cover. I feel like Brock will have a bounce back game.
You believe in Brock?
I believe in Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Yeah, I'm going to take the 49ers as well.
PP took
Yep.
the 49ers and the 49ers.
Yep. Sunday at 1, CBS, Houston, 6-5 against the Colts, 8-3.
Colts by 4.5, looking to bounce back. They're a tough loss.
I don't know
Overtime.
about that.
Kansas City. Houston's defense playing out of their mind.
I don't
See
know
what
about
they got
that.
in store for Danny Dimes,
Mm-mm.
Indiana Jones, whatever you want to call him. Trying to think about my pick while I'm
I know.
you know.
You're stalling for time. You can pass.
No. It's my job to set the tone and do it poorly. I'm going to take Indy.
Spread one more time. I'm sorry.
4.5.
Colts.
I like Houston's defense, and I think they've gotten better, and I'm going to go with Houston with the upset.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like it.
Another upset.
Another upset. Here we go.
Do you ever feel like we need to have a sidebar of what the Patriots should want? Like not what we think should happen, but
Right. Well, certainly
what needs to happen.
you want to get a little distance between yourself and the Colts
Yeah.
and the Broncos.
We haven't been in a playoff race for a while, so maybe as we get
Yeah.
after the bye, we'll work that in.
Yep.
New fresh.
Rooting interest.
Yep.
New fresh Pat Patriot pick.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
Yeah, so
Little
Houston
alliteration
wins
for you.
on their D. Sunday at 1 on Fox. The Saints at 2-9 are at Miami 4-7.
Miami -6.
-6. Wow.
Uh,
4-7 team getting a 6-point giving 6 points.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel feeling it, though.
Tells you how bad the Saints are.
Yeah, I'm going to take Miami at home. I think this is a game they should win easily.
I'll take Miami to win, the Saints to cover.
Ooh, okay. Hedging it. I'm going to take Miami both ways.
I'll take Miami as well.
Yeah. All right. Sunday at 1 on Fox, the 4-7 Falcons are at the 2-9 New Jersey Jets.
Falcons by 2.5. Kirk Cousins got a win last week. Shoot. It's so hard to bet on the Jets when all they really have is Breece Hall left right now. I'll take Atlanta both ways.
Atlanta.
Yeah. Got to go with Atlanta in this game.
It's funny. Paul went Jets.
Really? Okay.
Contrarian.
He might know something. He's a sharp.
I'm not.
He's quite the tout. Yeah.
Quite the tout. Look at him there, shining on 98.5, the Sports Hub, doing what he does best.
Sunday at 1 on Fox, the 3-8 Cardinals are at the 6-5 Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay by 3. What Baker's health status is after leaving that game.
He looked pretty banged up in that game.
Shoot, this is a game I wish I had done a little bit of research on it. But let's just go with the home team, Tampa Bay.
I'm going to do the same thing.
So Paul in Arizona.
You said the Bucks are giving 3?
Yeah. That's usually what you give to.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
This is a tough one. So we don't know the status of Mayfield. I think the Bucks are going in the wrong direction. I'm going to go with the Cardinals to win.
Wow.
That's what PP did.
Yep. Sunday at 1 on CBS, the Jacksonville Jaguars 7-4 at the 1-10 Tennessee Titans.
Jacksonville by 6.5. What Jacksonville team are we getting this week?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Jacksonville to win, but I'm going to give Tennessee the points. I think they've been playing a little bit better offensively lately.
I'm going to take Jacksonville.
Paul went Jacks.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jacksonville as well. Tennessee 1-10. They hold the first pick. I don't think they want to give that up.
Opportunities here.
Sunday at 4:05, Minnesota 4-7 at Seattle 8-3.
This is not a good spread for J.J. McCarthy. This is Seattle 10.5.
Oof.
10.5 going against 9 with the 12s in the stands. You can follow that. I love Seattle at home, but I wonder if they're tapering a little bit. I'm going to take Seattle to win. I'm going to give 9 the points. J.J. McCarthy doesn't play terrible.
Okay.
Maybe.
I'm going to take Seattle. I'm going to lay the points.
I am going to take Seattle, but I am going to take the points. So Seattle doesn't cover.
Minnesota.
Sunday, 4:25. What did Paul do?
Paul went Seattle.
Okay. 4:25 on Sunday on CBS. It's the Raiders 2-9 at the Chargers 7-4.
Ooh, Chargers minus 10. And yeah, man, this is Las Vegas can't block. They just fired Chip Kelly, their offensive coordinator. Did they get an offensive bump against the Lack? I don't think so. I'm going to go with the Lack both ways. Lack big.
I'm tempted to hedge, but I'm not going to. Chargers.
I will take the points. Chargers win. But AFC West, 2 teams, you never know when you have those division games, especially the AFC West. I'll take the points. Sunday, 4:25, CBS. Buffalo, 7-4 at Pittsburgh, 6-5.
Buffalo minus 3.5. 3 in the hay. I mean, these are big games now for Buffalo. I mean, they're coming down the stretch. Like they
Every
can't
game's
afford,
a playoff game for them.
They
right
can't
now.
afford to do it.
No.
But shoot, I just they don't look right. I mean, they went and got Brandon Cooks.
I know.
Which I understood because in that game, like I said, I haven't watched the whole Thursday night game in forever, and that was one of the first that I stayed up the whole night for. But they just can't push the ball down the field. It's all Shakir on little stuff or James Cook on little stuff, and the second he's got to go down the field, he's got to either tuck and run or there's just nobody open. So I don't think Brandon Cooks is really going to change that. Shoot, I'm going Pittsburgh, guys. I'm going with the upset. Home dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Bills.
I'm going to take the Bills, unfortunately. I have to take the Bills.
It hurts, but we will.
I kind of feel like I'm playing like I expect the Giants to play right now. I'm just like, let's go. Yeah, Pittsburgh.
F it mentality.
F it.
What did Paul do?
Paul did buff.
Buff, yep. So, all right, Sunday night, 8:20 on NBC and Peacock and Universo. Denver, 9-2 at Washington, 3-8.
Where is it playing?
Washington.
Is that Washington?
That's what it says.
Like neutral site or something?
Well, they made an exception here, and what they're going to do is they're actually going to put the Bronco logos up throughout the season, throughout the stadium, because the Commanders are trying to get the. They don't care.
Yep.
So they agreed. If they get the home game, the league said you can play at home, but you have to put Denver's logos up throughout the stadium.
Did they bring the horse?
Stadium? They're
gonna, the whole
horse
thing.
came?
Yeah, it's going to be a Denver home game, but it's going to
When
be.
you guys first started going off about this, I was like, wait, what did I miss? Like, as if this was a serious thing I needed to follow.
Yeah. So it'll look like Denver, but it'll be in
Well, that's why
Washington.
Denver's favored by 6.5, because when you're at home, you get 3, and then they get another 3.5.
Right.
It all makes sense to me. I'll take Denver both ways.
Spread one more time, I'm sorry.
Denver minus 6.5.
Denver to win. Denver to cover.
Ooh.
Good choice. Denver both ways. That's the pick.
They don't lose at home, so.
That's right. That's right. Yep. It's not. It really isn't fair. All right. Now we didn't have to skip over the Patriots because the NFL slate ends in Foxborough. It's the 2-10 Giants against the 10-2 Patriots. Monday Night Football on ESPN.
Patriots minus 7.5.
Does it roll off the tongue the same way?
No.
ESPN.
ESPN.
There's nothing like
Espen.
Universo. I'm going to take the Patriots to win, but I'm going to give the Giants the points. I think it's going to be.
What did you say the points were?
7.5. Big spread. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Two teams that are getting to their bye. Maybe some blown coverages, big plays, stupid mistakes, those kind of things, back and forth, trading them off. So I'm going to take the Patriots in a wild affair, 33-31.
Oof,
crazy.
I'll take the Patriots to score 28 points and the Giants to score 14.
Okay.
That means New England.
Yeah. Patriots win the game, but I have to tell people, I am emotionally prepared to lose this game, just so you know. I am, but I do think the Patriots will win, but I'm preparing myself. It's going to be 24-19. So I'll take the points.
I like that. That kind of game.
Yeah.
Just
get to the bye.
But the thing that's going to stink is you're prepared to lose it, but then you got to have 2 weeks of
marinating on a loss.
Yeah.
I think the Giants will be fired up too. Like, obviously they don't have a lot to play for right now, but like Detroit a couple years ago when they were terrible but went on a run at the end of the year. And then they have like a lot of young, exciting pieces. Like, there's still a lot to be hopeful there. So I could see them like.
They have Malik Neighbors. That would make it a lot.
That'd be fun
give
to
it a little
watch.
bit more juice.
That would be fun.
But yeah.
All right, listen, I got to bug out, so we're going to end the show a little bit early. But before we do, I do want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Again, for our U.S. fans, just my thanks to you for listening, watching us all year. We got a long way to go in this season, but it's Thanksgiving, so I just want to take a time out to say thank you. Alex, Deuce, have a good one tomorrow. Matt and Alex in the booth, have a good one tomorrow. Paul, wherever you are, over in one of your shows. And let's see. We will see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll be a little bleary-eyed probably, but
it'll be good. On Wednesday.
All right.
Hey, this is Alex. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you really want to help us, make sure you like us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Also, make sure you follow us on the New England Patriots YouTube channel to see this show and everything else we do here at the Patriots. Thanks a lot.